making our paths and our beds in our greenhouse here. We have 15-inch paths and about 47-inch beds in here. We're taking all the soil from the path, throwing it in the bed. We want as much soil in the bed as possible. We don't really need soil in our path, so we're going to take some out of there, put it in our beds, build the bed up a little bit more. After we do that and rake it, we'll add some compost, lots of compost, the more the better, to our beds. Lightly incorporate that. We're also going to make these beds permanent. We're going to put 2x6s along here to keep all our soil and our compost in the beds. We don't want all our nutrients leaching out into the path. We want to keep everything right in those beds where the vegetables can use it. So that's what we're doing. 15-inch paths, 47-inch beds. Always be walking in those paths. It gives just enough room to harvest. Maybe put a harvest box down after harvesting. We want to maximize that space. So as few paths as possible, as narrow as possible would be the best. So that's what we're doing today. It's not always necessary to build raised beds in your high tunnel. We're using raised beds because the high tunnel is not very long and we use small equipment. After the beds are constructed, we fill them to capacity with finished compost from Better Earth Compost.
I mean, in terms of making beds versus just laying everything out of here, do you see, using a tunnel and just planting like you would in a field in there?
Yeah, but the thing is, in here you have your corners and edges that you lose. I know there's not punishing rain in here, and it's good, but this way we're going to be able to plant a carrot right here. Previously, this space right here was off limits to me for growing. So if I use this much space on both sides of that board, measure all the four boards, the four beds in here, we've just created a lot more growing space for ourselves. And if you're going to spend this money to put in an expensive high tunnel, you might as well use what you can. So the raised beds allows us to manage our corners and edges. That's what it is. There's 1%ers, the way that you get to make money. We're just trying to be the most efficient. So it looks better. You get compost stays in there. Everything, with these paths the way they are here, we would have to be constantly shoveling these paths out and stuff if it was just soil. This way, you don't ever have to scoop anything back into the bed. It's just everything's in there. That's it.